Good evening, ladies. How are we all doing tonight on this Thursday night TGIF? I know my kids are certainly feeling excited that they don't have to do any schoolwork at home tomorrow. Anyway, so I wanted to hop on here tonight. Whether anybody watches now or later, it's all good. It doesn't matter to me. As long as you catch it. I hope I can give you guys some great information that I've learned through my Thinking into Results course. As well, I think by now most of you, if not all of you, have seen or saw that Kathleen, Courtney, Jessica, and I are putting on a sort of workshop, I guess, or an event on Zoom on Saturday. So yeah, register for that, hop on, check it out. See what we've been up to, see what's been happening with us. If anything, you'll get some good takeaways. And if you want more information, you can always have a little chat with Kathleen. She's awesome. Honest to God, like I absolutely love this course. So if you want any other information about it, reach out to Jessica and I. We love to chat with you about it. Anyways, so let's talk about recruiting, ladies. This is amazing. Our team's growing. I want to formally welcome our new team members. I'm so happy you're here. We have 3, and I know we have a few more on our way. It's awesome. So even though I know that we have some new ladies on our team, it's still important that if you guys are ready to recruit, you're ready to recruit. I was not ready to recruit when I first started. Let me tell you, I wasn't really even ready to recruit a few months ago. So let's just get to it. What I want to start with is what I did wrong in the past and what I'm doing now and where I'm seeing a difference. So I'm not saying what I did wrong in the past. Let's just put it like what I did in the past. So in the past, I would, throw up a post with me sitting here and listing all the great things that I was doing with Zaya. And then, me working on my couch. You want to make an income working on a couch? And I kind of painted a little bit of a picture, but it didn't put any emotion into it. It didn't really, I don't know if many people, it must have worked a little bit because I did get some of you. Most of my recruits, which are you guys, have been through organic posts like that. So that works the best. That's how Courtney has gotten a lot of her recruits as well. She's done a little bit with ads. I've dabbled in ads. I've spent probably between $125 to $150 on ads. And I think really, Tana, you are the only one that I got through an ad. So it's just like, it's hit or miss. I've had some ads that have done really well, and I've had some leads, and I'm following up with some of those leads now because they were obviously interested in the past that they, filled out my form on my ad, but we'll see what happens. So in the past, I would just kind of throw out the opportunity. I would just, spew it out and just put it out there and then kind of run away from it and be like, is anybody going to say anything? Now, what I've done is in my posts. So let's talk about our posts. I'm sure you guys are all friends with Courtney and you see what she's been posting for a long time. Well, I'm starting to post, not as great as hers, but and not as often. I'm starting to post kind of like what she's doing. I'm trying to, kind of show my day-to-day, show what I'm doing. So I've taken pictures of myself at my computer, looking like I'm working, and then made a post about that. So I've talked about, how sitting on my chair and comfy and being so happy I can work from my chair, work a side business, things like that. You kind of want to show how you fit the business into your life. You also want to show what the business is doing for you. Sharing have you paid down a debt, or you just bought this thing, or you went, you took your family, on a weekend trip. You went away for the weekend. You just want to share what you don't have to share the amount of money you make, but you could share what it makes, or you can allude to I just made enough to pay my mortgage off for my mortgage payments for this month, or I'm paying my car payments for the next 3 months with the commission I made. You kind of you want to build the curiosity. You want them to be curious, oh, well, how much did she really make? What is she doing? this must be a pretty good business to do that. You don't want to throw out a number. You can, I've made 3 times the amount of the starter kit, or I've made, whatever. You're kind of giving a roundabout number without kind of divulging exactly how much you made. Whether you want to divulge it in a conversation with them, if you feel that that's going to kind of get them to really see the value in our opportunity, then yeah, for sure do that. But on a post or anything, it's probably not best. Somebody can report you, or it might get flagged with Facebook, because it has, like with Facebook, even on a regular post, it could get flagged, and because you're saying something, you're saying like, you can make $2,000. You can't guarantee that you're gonna make $2,000, so you can't say that in a post. So anyways, just build curiosity in your post, and definitely be authentic, be you. This is one thing where, like, as much as I love like some of Courtney's posts, and I've had people say, oh my God, I love how you post and what you do. That's me. I'm not gonna take Courtney's post and copy and paste it, because it's not me. I'll take some of her ideas, like she did a post today with her and her house coat, just, kind of showing her lifestyle right now, what's going on, especially us being home so much. But yeah, be yourself, just be a little bit vulnerable, and just show emotion in what you're doing. So that's the post. You want to build curiosity, you want to be authentic, and you don't want to give away too much information. And that's all part of building curiosity. You want people to ask questions, is what you want to do. You want them to like it. So if anybody likes your post, and you're like, oh, that person might be a good fit for this, or they make a comment, or get them to drop an emoji. And some people might be a little bit shy to message you. I'm on Woohoo Forms. I'll put the website after in the comments or on the top. And I love using Woohoo Forms, because it's a link that they click. Just click the link below, and you can get all sorts of information from them, plus an email address, which is amazing, because if anything ever happens to Facebook, you have their email address. And if you ever want to do an email campaign, if we ever get to that point, like I'm not even at that point, then you have email addresses, you have leads. So anyways, that's as far as posts go. If you want to do an ad, they're a little bit more different. Again, just, make sure there's a bit of emotion in there, because that is going to get it. Just think about when you buy things. Think about how you became a rep. Think about when you're scrolling Facebook and you stop and you read through a post. Why are you stopping and reading that post? What has caught your eye? What has it done? What's going on? Like, just start analyzing. Scroll a little bit of Facebook and Instagram, and look at the posts that people are trying to recruit people, or trying to get people to join their team. Get some ideas from them. All right, so those are posts. Again, yes, that's the other thing. You want to get their attention, because people are scrolling. So it's always good to put like a bit of a tagline at the top, and then put in, you kind of fill in your story, and then, put in a few points, and then have that either call to action or call to think at the bottom of your post. So call to think makes them think about, maybe this is something that I want. And it's not like, okay, click the link below. You're just getting them to think. And then if they like your post, then you can ask them, oh, I see that you've liked my post. Is this something you could be interested in? It's nothing too intruding. You're just asking a question. Whereas when you're doing a call to action, that's like, okay, do it now. So I did that one last week, where it's like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? So I've become a lot more bold now than I used to be, because again, I've been in this course and I'm learning a lot about myself, and I've shifted my mindset. And to be honest with you, I'm just like, this is an amazing opportunity. I just want to share it with everybody. And why not? I know people have been following me. I know that like people stop and read my posts. I hear about it, and people tell me, and especially when I reach out to somebody, they'll be like, oh wow, I really like this and this and this. So I'm like, I know. So last week I did a really bold post, and I said, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for this? What are you waiting for? You already live in activewear. Look right now. You're probably wearing activewear now. What are you waiting for? So those are bold posts. If you're not quite there yet, that's not being your authentic yourself. So you need to make sure you're ready to put something out there like that. Or if you feel like you're ready, but you need to just jump, make that jump, just hit post. Just post it. All right. So then you put your post up, you get some ideas, or you have like people that you want to reach out to that you know that are like, or that are in your group, or that have you think might be a good fit for your for our team, and you really think, you know, or you're conversing with one of your customers and they're talking about, oh, they love the clothes and they wish they can get a discount. Well, now's a great time. I reached out to one of my customers yesterday because she said, I'm obsessed with it. She bought her and her boyfriend something. And she's in the fitness industry. And I said to her, I said, you know what? Like, you would be a great rep. Like, have you ever thought about being a rep? And then I kind of gave her a few reasons. And so now with the starter kit being so less, I've broken it down. And I said, did you because I know she's a bit of a numbers person. So I'm like, did you know that right now the retail value of our clothes plus the $135 gift card is more than what you'll pay for the starter kit, and you're getting $50, you know, blah 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 blah. Anyways, she's thinking about it. And I'll tell you how that went. I'll just say. So the first thing you want to do is, where's my? I lost my connect. You want to connect. You want to connect with people. You want to connect with the person that you're doing it with. So you want to give them a bit of information and ask open-ended questions. You want to ask them, are you looking for a side biz, or are you just in for the discount? Like, you have to learn more about them. So that's the first thing you want to do. You don't want to just spew out a bunch of information to them, because then they'll be like, oh, you know what? They'll read it all and be a little bit maybe information overload and be, even if they come to you and ask you about it, just spew them a little bit of information so you can get that back and forth conversation going, and that you can learn about them and get to know them a little bit more, and then they can start trusting you. So you can say something like, thanks for your interest in Zaya. You can say, thanks for your interest in Zaya. Like I said, are you looking for the discount? Are you looking for a side biz? Do you just like to wear joggers? Are you just you obsessed with joggers? Or are you into high performance activewear? Do you need this are you training for something? Or like all these sorts of open-ended questions, so that you can exactly get to know them. So then again, number 2 is ask them these open-ended questions, get to know them, check out their profile. Always go to the profile, look at them, get some information from them, see where they're from, and even if they're in the same areas, you guys like, really don't worry about that. This is an online business. As people start to get more comfortable in this business, they start to expand the business. It doesn't have to be just in the area that you're in. Guys, I have customers everywhere. I'm starting to get customers in the States now that this is what I mean. I'm friending people every day. I'm making connections with people every day, and I'm opening up to people that I don't know. And eventually they'll either join my team or buy from me. And I've had many parties for people that I do not know. In Sudbury, in Owen Sound, like all over the place. Ottawa. I don't live in Ottawa. I live outside of Ottawa. I've had parties for people in Ottawa that I don't know. Like, it's like we have North America here that we can work with. So we have to just kind of open up that whole mind, and especially now that we can have in-person parties, which are like our gold. There are other ways of doing it. Like Janice and Courtney, you guys had a Zoom party last weekend. That's amazing. It's so awesome. And we all have a good stock of clothing, and there's the marketing sites. Pull from the marketing sites. If you don't have a lot or anything, look at the marketing sites. Get those pictures of our reps, other reps wearing the clothes, not the stock pictures. Get those ones, because that is golden as well. Anyways, a little side note. So yes, so ask them about themselves. You know, why are you interested in Zaya? What do you want to get out of it? Get to know the person. Make a connection. When you feel that the connection is there, you're going to feel that their desire is to come is there. And I'm not saying this conversation has to take place in one evening. It can go on for a couple of days. They may not respond right away, and then they may get back to you the next day, and then you wait a little bit because you're getting busy, and then you respond. And you don't have to hammer down. You kind of have to like plant that seed and then let it grow. Anyways, So once you feel like there's a desire that they really want to do it, that you could feel like they're asking all sorts of questions, and then they're like, oh, I don't know. And Kayla, I know that you were like this. We chatted a little bit. I kind of helped move you along, and I know a couple of you were kind of like on the fence, and I had to go back and forth with you. Think about it. Just go back to the conversations we had back then. It may have not been exactly like this, but recently, we went back and forth, answered a lot of questions, and yeah, it's awesome. So anyways, get them to think about it. So when you kind of finish a conversation, if you say you've given them the price of the starter kit now, and they're like, even at this price, it is still a lot, especially if somebody's looking for a side income and they don't have a lot of money to invest. So that's the other thing. If they're really opposed to the price, you have to flip that, and you have to make it so that they can't afford not to invest in this. A lot of you have like great success stories when you first started paying off. I didn't pay off my starter my first month. It took me 2 months, and at the time we did not have as much stock as we did now, and Zaya wasn't as well known as it is now. But it took me 2 months. But shortly after, some of you paid off your starter in the first month and made money. A lot of you've done that. So you have to share stuff like that. You have to tell them, this is what I've done. It's amazing. And like in your first few months, it's usually pretty great because you have that warm market that's so excited for you and that wants to support you. And then you have to start building that cold market right away as well. So you got to keep that in mind. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked again. So yeah, so like get that desire. When they have that desire, and I know I followed Courtney for like a couple of weeks before I hopped on. And partly it was because Serge was out of town and I wanted to speak with him he was working out of town for 2 weeks, and I really wanted to have a conversation with him at the time. I didn't have a lot of extra money at that time to invest, but tonight we paid off one of our credit card bills because of that. A year later, we've paid down stuff and we've paid off stuff. So you can share stuff like that. Share what you've done with your Zaya income, whether you've reinvested it into your business, whatever. Just every little thing, that's all that matters. So share, because then they'll be like, oh, I want to do that. I can do that. There's no way. And then I was looking at Courtney and I'm like, I love what she's doing. I want to do that. That's the desire. That is the desire. And once you get that desire, once you know that they have that desire, it's done. All right. After you've got the desire, now comes the part where, of the conversation, oh my gosh, I've got to flip over my page here. So you've built trust, you've got the desire, they feel comfortable with you, you got to know everybody, you got to know them. Now you need to ask them to take action. It's not a let me know what you think, whatever. It's, I really think this is the time to jump in. Especially now, we can say that because it is the time to jump in. Guys, come on. This is the time to jump in. It is now. The price is low. People are buying. People are online. They're shopping. Not everybody, but a lot of people are. A lot of people are sit home and bored. And unfortunately, some people might be putting themselves into debt because of this and a little bit of retail therapy. However, it's not up for us to say, oh, are you using your credit card? Is it too much in debt for you? Should you actually be making this purchase? No, that's grown people doing their own thing. But this is where you have to be direct. Ways to do this, and you can also do this in the previous steps. Use your voice memos. Courtney did this with me and I found it weird, I'm not gonna lie. But now, oh my God, there's so much power in our voice, especially when we're so passionate about what we're doing. Tell them, get on there and don't fumble. Maybe practice a few times. You can say things like, where's the blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Be direct, suggest your, these are all notes that I took when I was watching Kathleen. To say, are you ready? I am so excited for you to join. Are you ready to join? Or I really think now is the best time to join. I really think you're ready and jump into this opportunity. What do you think? You got to be direct. You got to ask. You got to be bold, guys. Like this is all part of the game here. This is all part of what we do. This is all part of ranking up and getting ahead. And if that's something that you guys want, then this is what you guys are going to have to do. Anyways, it's what I've been doing. I've gotten a couple people that are super interested, that really want to hop on but are on the fence, are thinking about it, because I say, which is the next step, is follow up. It's very important that you follow up. You don't just leave it there, especially if they're like, unless they say, no, I can't afford it. I don't want to. Well, can't afford it. You know, you can kind of try to flip it around and say like, listen, I made the money back. This is what I'm doing with it now. If it comes to numbers, show them the numbers. If it comes to like, I don't know if I can do it. I'm not sure. Like, I can't do what you're doing. So I had somebody, one of my reps said that to me recently. I'm like, don't look at what I'm doing to comparing to what you're doing. I was exactly where you were a year ago. I was a train wreck. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea, but I learned. I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I could do it. And I taught myself. I trained myself. I took in all the coaching I could from Courtney. I listened to podcasts. I watched YouTube videos. I figured it out. So can you. And that's being direct and telling them. And Kayla, you are killing it now. You are killing it. Like, wow. She is rocking it, guys. Like, and she was on the fence 2 weeks ago. So this is just the power of a little bit of persuasion and encouragement that you can do to get those people that you know that have already approached you, that you should be going back to and saying, now's the time. This is the perfect time. The starter kit is over $200 off. Think about it. It's like $200 off. Pretty much. Yeah, you get a little bit less of a gift card, but really the value right now is there. All right, and then follow up. Guys, follow up. That is where you are going to, that's where it's at. If somebody asks for information and then they don't respond, and then you're like, oh, well, they must not be interested. Well, maybe they forgot. Maybe they just, maybe they need a little reminder, a nudge, a little poke. Follow up. Just say something like, hey, did you get a chance to take a look at what I sent you? Or what do you think? Isn't this a great opportunity? Like, what do you think? Our clothes are so amazing and they're flying off the shelves. Now is the time. Like, put a little pressure on them. Just show them this is what we need to do. This is what you got to do right now. Yeah, so they say a missed follow-up is a missed opportunity. So think about that. Missed follow-up, missed opportunity. And you know what? If they're like, no, you know what? Right now is not a good time for me. And you're like, okay, it's a no right now. That's where you kind of end the persuasion and say, okay, that's great. You know what? How about I check back with you in a month or two. See how you feel then. Is that okay? And they may say yes or no. Or you can just say, listen, I'll just check back in with you and just leave it at that. And then have your list of prospects, because right now I'm going through my list of prospects that I had messaged me for some information who was kind of interested in Zaya. And you know what? If you're not going back to them, somebody else will, because now they have all this information, and then somebody else will say, oh, wow, you like my Zaya page because, people like more than one page or one group, and then somebody might end up taking that potential rep that you just had because you didn't go back and follow up. So, like I said, miss follow-up, miss opportunity. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. Those are my 6 steps. When I get a chance, I will try to put these out into writing, because I know watching a video is not always the easiest thing to do, and I tend to talk a lot. But if you guys really get time, have a chance, watch this video, because this is what I've been doing for the last month, and people have been coming to me and been asking me, and it's just been crazy. It's been insane. I've never had this sort of response to the posts that I've been doing. So go to my personal page and scroll through it and see my posts. Look through Courtney's posts. Her posts are awesome too. And like I said, just be you and be authentic, because those are the first eyes on you. And yes, post on your personal page. You don't have to go zai. You just have to talk about your online business. Trust me, if a lot of you people know what you do with your online business right now. So why not? Be bold. Just put it out there, and just put it a little bit out there when you're doing that. Don't give them all sorts of information. Just put it out there, and it'll come. All right, ladies, have a great evening. And if you have any questions, let me know. Please register for Saturday. It's going to be amazing. I'd love you guys. You have to listen to Kathleen. She's amazing. A lot of you are in her mindset group and did her money manifesting workshop last month. And to be honest with you, there was no way I was signing up for this course when I heard about it back in January. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it's expensive. But I figure, you know what? I make enough with Zaya now. I'm doing it. And I had that desire. She did these 6 steps with me, and she sold me on it. And now look at me. I'm not trying to sell you on the course, don't get me wrong, but now I'm passing along this information to you guys, and I want you guys to try these 6 steps out, because they will work if you follow them. All right, ladies, well, have a great evening, and we will chat soon. Bye.